radio. Baby, keep your mouth shut. Baby, I kind of beat my butt. Jason Ellis. Michael Tony.
Well, puke on my dick.
Andrew Cruz. I have a giant. Kevin Kraft.
I swear I am normally a very gassy man.
And Will Pendarvis.
Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis.
Live from Hollywood,
Awesome, on up.
this is the Jason Ellis Show.
Yeah! Accidentally awesome. Hey man, how's it going? Sorry, I shouldn't say man. Hey, ladies. I've been thinking about you lately. You've been on my mind. You guys are doing a lot of great stuff. But also, you do a lot of great stuff to my mind. And I'm pretty sure y'all needn't even trying to do anything to my mind. You just did it. What's up with that? Like, just this morning I was minding my own business, driving my vehicle. I like to pay attention to the road when I'm driving my vehicle, as I wouldn't want to kill anybody. And then there was a light, and then there was a lady, and she had a dog, and she squatted down next to the dog, and when she squatted, her legs appeared. And I thought funny things with my weenie. And then the light went green and I drove off. What's up with that? Because I don't do that to women. I wish I did. Man, I wish we could do that. I wish Cool Beans could just bend over at a light and chicks would just stop and be like, the light went green. I've got to compose myself. They don't.
One time,
We're hideous.
One time, I nearly rear-ended somebody in, like stop and go, stop sign. Like if I'd hit them, it wouldn't have done any damage. But one time, I very nearly did hit another car, and if I had, the reason would have been because I caught myself taking an extra second to admire the physique of a man who was jogging.
You know,
Shirtless guy, and he was in really good shape, and I was like, damn, this guy's really... Oh, shit.
It's a rare human being out here, and I'm proud to have you as a friend, Michael. That's someone who can just say, yeah, man. Like sometimes I see hot guys, and it stops me in traffic. It's big of you, Michael.
I wasn't
You
saying
didn't
because
say that?
I was sexually
That's what it
attracted to
sounded
him, but yeah, I just was like, wow, look at that guy. But the truth of the matter would have been that I nearly caused an accident by staring at a man's naked chest.
Oh, well, I guess I don't know. It was just one of those. It's weird. It's a weird. I didn't think I was going to say anything to her or anything, but I did. She stopped me. She stopped my train of thought, just with some legs.
Well, happens to me all the time.
We're so gross and weird and offensive and.
Really? Isn't I feel like that's one of the like a pure animal thing about us is we're all kind of just like sniffing around all the time.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with that. Nothing wrong with looking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I didn't like tackle it to the ground or anything.
Yeah.
Just stay composed.
I hope I'm not making anybody uncomfortable. I'm sure I have.
Yeah,
I'm
me
sure
too.
I'm sure I do from time to time.
I was uncomfortable this morning. I had to do like a bunch of MRI stuff. I did back-to-back MRIs. I did an hour of It's fucking insane in the membrane. And then for some weird reason, I thought I could hear the Law and Order dun dun in the middle of the dun 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 dun, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm catching the Law and Order dun dun over and over again. I'm like, you should probably not pay attention to that, Jason, because right now you're running dun 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 dun. And I'm like, if you do this for an hour, you'll be fucked. So then I moved on to some other stuff.
Can you bring like
No, you can't bring anything. You can't have a phone. You can't have any metal. You have to say you had pins, or do you have any brain surgery? If you have any heart surgery, I lied. I said I didn't have any heart surgery because it's not a surgery. It was a procedure, and that's what Dr. Drew told me. And I know I don't have any metal in there.
Because like the dentist has gotten a lot better for me since I can listen to something. I put in one earphone. I went yesterday, and the time just passed by because I was listening to something.
Andrew said they gave him music. He did not give me music.
I've never gone to the fancy dentist doctor who lets you watch, like, the Rock movie, still in theaters, but also available at your dentist. I've heard a lot about that guy. I've never met that guy.
Yeah, I did. I got as close as I got to that was one time at a dentist. They had the screen over me, and I watched that movie where the guy that died in the car was in the Fast and the Furious.
Paul Walker.
Who hung out with those dogs in the snow.
Snow Dogs.
The movie was called Snow Dogs.
Was it not?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's really crazy.
Little on the nose?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that a movie with Cuba?
No. Oh, was it? No.
What was he in?
No, he was in another one.
He was in Snow Dogs.
Yeah, he was in Snow Dogs, and we're talking about...
Academy Award winner
Paul
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
in Snow Dogs.
Well, that's what happens. You take the big check. So, yeah, he was in...
Oh, he was in a Snow Dogs knockoff.
8 Below. Yeah. Wow, that is the exact same cover, but it...
Yeah, it was ripped off of a shitty Cuba Gooding Jr. movie.
Anyway, I watched that, and I was fucking blazed on the gas thing, and it was back when the guy would give me extra gas. And that movie was awesome!
I wanted to ask the lady for some stuff yesterday.
I wanted them to keep drilling.
Right?
I was like, oh man, is it going to end? What's going to happen to this last dog? Does he live?
He probably lived.
I think he did.
Probably. But yeah, I wanted to, because I had such a bad headache yesterday, I was like, but I'm too chicken to even ask for pain relief from medical professionals when I'm in pain.
Just ask me. My wife's got painkillers. I'll hook you up.
Yeah. I got a couple things at home, and it's a commitment for me.
Just saying.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. I don't know. They would never give me a prescription like that. 'Cause I'll pour them into my eyeballs, but Katie's got them. So whenever there's like real pain, she's in hell. She is in hell here.
Still going on?
The steroid thing now, because I guess now she doesn't have the migraine from the steroid, but I guess the steroid is making her not sleep.
No.
So now she's putting in like 4 hours sleep max, I think, and is super touchy. He can't move or make noise because she's awake again. So
yeah, I got a bit of that.
It's been hard.
My wife is, I guess, pregnancy is murder on sleep.
Yeah. I mean,
super uncomfortable.
You know what? I bet you it's like some because was one baby not that way and one baby another way because they do that too.
Yeah, definitely. We, believe it or not, had a lady at our house last night who specializes in prenatal massages. I felt like that was the only thing I could really do to help. You're helpless when your wife is pregnant and nursing, etc. Because you can, rather than getting up and helping out with the baby, she's going to bear the brunt of the responsibility. That's just the way nature designed it. So yeah, we had the lady come by last night to help her sleep through the night. 'Cause leg cramps, that's a pregnancy thing.
Oh.
Just waking up. When you wake up and you're just like, mid Charlie horse?
Yeah.
Like somebody just cut your ACL or your Achilles tendon while you were sleeping?
And you're gonna and guess what kind of thanks you're gonna get for all your work? None. Nothing.
Ingrates. Children.
Ingrates. Yeah. I was teaching. I've really been pestering my children in a new angle because they know a little bit how to hit some pads and fight, but not really. And because they don't want to train with daddy because. And I don't want to tell them what to do in everything in their life. So being a boxing coach is the last thing on their list. They don't need me to push them. But I have been getting into their head a little bit because I think in today's world, when I was younger, I was very scared of people beating me up. I saw some fights when I was young, and I was very scared of being in street fights because people can get really hurt. And I was aware of that at a very young age. And I feel like the more you know on how to defend yourself, and I was trying to explain to my daughter, because she was like, I don't want to beat anybody up. And I'm like, I'm not teaching you to beat somebody up. I'm teaching you to get away from somebody so you don't get beat up. Like, jiu-jitsu can be used to just get somebody off you. Like, you don't have to do anything. You can just get them away from you and get away. Or stop, or hold them down so you can get away, or get somebody else to help you. Like, there's so much... That if you had it, I know so much that if you don't have it and somehow you get hurt later on in your life, I'll be so bummed out because I had that. I could have just given you that and you would be a lot safer. Tiger could protect you. Devin, you could protect Tiger. Like you really don't need to know that much to be able to defend yourself. So I've been trying to learn how to be an MMA coach to people that don't want to keep going. So they're like, I want to hit pads. I'm like, okay, let's go. And they're like, I'm done. I'm like, okay, sounds good. Okay, I'm ready again. Sounds good. Give me the pads. That's how I coach.
It's really, really hard to... I just went through that with my kid in that 5K thing. It's because you can't... You're like, I'm trying to tell you that just because your body is telling you to stop doesn't mean you need to listen. But you can't feel... the last thing that I want to do... It's so hard to thread that needle between teaching them to push themselves, but not forcing them to push themselves where they really should stop, to where they hate you and resent physical activity.
Right.
I'd rather outsource that to somebody else. So if the face that they see when they hate that sort of thing in their mind is not mine.
Right. I feel like that's but that only comes when you start doing stuff that isn't 100% fun. Because you can do so many activities when you're a kid.
Oh yeah.
Where you're working out.
Oh yeah.
But it's 100% fun.
Yeah, oh, definitely. When we'd be running like 2 miles in front of the house, and he'd be like, I have to stop. And this is why he will hate me someday, although hopefully begrudgingly respect me. He'll cry when I die, like, that, like, my dad was a son of a bitch. But then the lip will quote, but I love that son of a bitch. That's how we're going to be. Because he'd be like, I have a cramp, I have to stop. And I'd be like, okay, we can stop. You want to play soccer? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, fuck you, we're not stopping.
Right.
Because if you want to play soccer, then you are nowhere near tired.
Right.
When you don't want to play soccer, that's when you run too much.
I also think that my wife might have. I mean, I don't think it'll work because you're a child and you're trapped in the social media world. But my daughter was saying that there's a thing that you do on Snapchat where you say hello to somebody in the morning or at night, and you keep a certain thing going. It's called something where you keep a. If you don't keep that link, then you lose. It shows that you're no longer. You haven't kept the link going. It's like
so are you supposed to do one thing per day, or are they supposed to respond to you?
You're supposed to respond to these people every day, every once at night or one in the morning, and it shows that you have kept your. I forgot the fucking word for it, and it's very important to her. When she lost her phone from having bad grades, she lost all her Snapchat links from
the threads.
The thread thing.
Yeah.
And then Katie was like, what is it that you get from keeping the thread? She was like, nothing. Mm-hmm. And Katie's like, yeah, you're a slave to you're just like droned. She's like, you're doing something for no reason. You have to do it, and you have to keep doing it because the man has convinced you to do it. She said that because Devin will defend phones and apps for the rest of her days. She's very vigorous with it too. Like, she'll come at you if you say that, maybe this app or maybe YouTube, or she's like, she'll defend it. But she was like, this one, she said Devin didn't say anything, just like thought about it in the back, like, wait, am I? Like, I don't think it'll end because she said, all their friends are going to be on the phone. They don't care.
You're just planting seeds for who they're going to be much later on.
Yeah, but it is funny I didn't know that. There's like a thing on Snapchat that all the kids know. They all keeping tabs with each other, and if they don't, it's uncool. Like, and the app tells you that. So pretty crazy to know that Snapchat is convincing all these 13-year-olds that they have to maintain something on this app, or they're losers, even though they don't win anything, even if they do it. No reward, just stay on there. That's what they're training you to do, that you don't even get anything from it.
Well, that sounds like the story just of popularity in school and in high school, only now social media companies have managed to involve themselves in that. Because there's always been sort of the thing that if you're not you don't like... like, for example, New Kids on the Block were really big when I was in, like, 7th, 8th grade. And I think there was some girls who really loved New Kids on the Block. And I think there were some other kids who kind of could have given a fuck about them, but felt like that they weren't in unless they also loved... Unless they could also name who their favorite New Kid was. So there's always been a little bit of that groupthink.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to be into a band that you're not really into.
I know. I remember I bonded with my...
Because that's got to happen to people that aren't really into music, don't you think?
Bonded,
do you know what I mean? Like, you and I are a lot more into... I'm like, I'm not going to pretend that I like any music because it didn't move me.
I'm not proud to admit this, but I bonded with my first real girlfriend. She's lovely, but this is not a lovely thing that we did. We had a mutual friend, and we found this awful band. They were called Slam Suzanne, and their album is called On the Floor with Your Mom. And we
Makes sense.
both just listened to it all the time around this friend of ours and talked about our favorite Slam Suzanne songs until this mutual friend of ours started telling us which song she liked.
Oh, you're a prick.
And we just did it to see if we could do it.
You're a prick. Absolute bastard. I'm so glad I wasn't your friend, because I'm too dumb and gullible. You played me all day. Jason L. Show. We don't have Betsy. She's still sick, so I just... Fuck it, I'll answer the phone. What's going on? Streaks! That's it! Yes! Thank you, sir. Yes. You're champion.
He's going to get back to his.
I know, right?
He's in a hurry.
But she was devastated that she didn't keep her streaks.
Yeah.
You know, Snapchat teaches you to keep a streak on there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens, because at the adult level, there's... Like, I don't know if people are turning on social media or just tech giants, but I think a lot of people, adults, are at least asking themselves questions about it. I think before it was just like, yeah, it's Amazon, it's Facebook, whatever. And now I think at least a lot of people are going, you know, even my mom and your mom and Will's mom, we texted them, we at least planted the question in their mind, whereas I think before it went unquestioned. This is fine. And at a certain point, if a thing isn't bringing any utility, any usefulness, or happiness to people, maybe we are stuck in it. You know, like cigarettes, I'll use that example once again. Cigarettes don't do anything good for you, and then people found out they were bad for them, and then a lot of people just couldn't quit, either because they were physically addicted and or because they were just in the habit. But if you're an 8-year-old who grows up in a world where you've always known the bad shit about them, maybe you go, why the fuck would I get into that? Maybe like my kid or Tiger, or like that generation where they're like, wait,
Could
why
be
am
the next generation that don't use them.
Why am I gonna do that?
Anti-phone people.
All anybody does is talk shit about it.
Super down for that.
Oh yeah.
I would love it. If I could have my life again, I would be a part of the anti-phone group. I'd have bell bottoms. And I'd be like, no man, you don't get it. Yeah. That shit gets in your mind.
I was having this very conversation.
I'm free
with my wife.
Look at all my pubes.
You know, I was talking about Rhino being on, and I was saying that the kids who are really into moto, that I think if you get really, really into something, you're going to be less apt to be just like a brain dead phone person. A, because you have a passion, but also, and just as importantly, because you hang out with like-minded individuals. You tend to hang out with people who have the same interests that you have. And if they're not into it, like that's the way it is when you're a kid, is like if you got 5 people around you who think, yeah, man, this band sucks and fucking Taco Bell rules, that's the whole goddamn world. Yeah. And everybody else is crazy. So it's like, really, what can we do to try to get in? I don't care what the activity is, but what can we do to get in little dude and future little lady's mind to want them do an activity that includes them in a crew that wants nothing to do with this shit.
Right.
Because they are out there. I don't care if it's...
No, they already are.
Oh, I don't care if it's...
Getting shit done.
Yeah, I don't care if it's 90% of kids aren't into it or 5% of kids. That's still millions.
Yep.
There's millions of kids who want nothing to do with it.
Yep, I agree. I've seen them. As you can see, we're live, and we don't have a call screener. Welcome to the show. You're somebody. Thank you. I'm with you, dude. That was exactly what happened to me. My daughter was the last person in her school who didn't have a phone, and that's when I got it, and it wasn't cool. But you can't say they can't have it. You don't want to turn it into this, make them like a. I don't want to make fun of Mormons, but if you deprive them too much, they might get weird.
No, I know, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like I see you on Twitch all the time with your son there, and like we watch and stuff, but I don't want them on Facebook or on Snapchat when they're 8 years old and 10-year-old girls.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree, man. I just know that. I mean, I had a 13th birthday party the other day, and I watched 20 kids looking under the table, looking at their phones. And I thought to myself, these are weak individuals. These people are just all stuck with their head under the table. And they're all looking at stuff that I don't think they're supposed to be looking at. They're definitely hearing inappropriate language. I can assure you of that. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Can I take this phone from my daughter right now? I can't. No, you can't, dude. It's already their life. It's already their world. You coming in and saying, no phone for you because you're not going to get, this other thing that everyone is. You're not. You're fooling yourself. The only thing you can do is, like Tully said, you plant the seed for when they get older and they go, man, I'm using the phone too much. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, right on.
All right, best of luck, man. Thanks, mate.
Right. You may not be able to affect your kids, but I definitely think, like, if you don't smoke in front of your kids, they could still smoke. But if you smoke in front of your kids, don't be surprised if they smoke.
Right.
So you can only do what you can do, but what you can do is model the sort of behavior that you want them to emulate someday.
Yeah.
Which means go to the bathroom and look at your phone. I mean, it's too late for us, but just hide it from them.
Yeah, I don't think it needs... I don't know. I'll worry about it later.
Let's see what's going on. Today in Manufactured Outrage, Sean Penn wrote a poem about Me Too that has upset a number of people.
I saw an interview of Sean Penn on TV.
On Colbert, yeah.
Yeah, he's loose.
Yeah, he said he had taken an Ambien to sleep after a plane or something, and I liked loose Sean Penn because he's usually so tightly wound.
I think it's pretty crazy that you get to smoke cigarettes if you're a certain level of celebrity wherever you go.
He's in that.
I think he prides himself on that.
He's in that Lemmy range. I've been in a room with him where he was the only person smoking.
I heard a story about him once where he asked a friend of mine who would never, ever do cocaine or have cocaine if he had any cocaine. Mm-hmm. And then my friend was like, no, I'd never even done that before. And then several minutes later had cocaine, was all about it all over the place. And I'm like, how are you alive? But I guess, and then I saw that interview. He says the fucking thing that he has in the fridge is bacon. So he only eats bacon. He's guaranteed that he has to have bacon in the fridge, and he smokes on TV, off TV.
He smokes very heavily.
So it's heavily, and allegedly he will do bumps into the wee hours of the night. How do you? He looks great.
He looks great. He's a really talented actor.
He is.
Perhaps our greatest, with all apologies to Daniel Day-Lewis. So yeah, he wrote some book, like here, just in general about the book. The New York Times review said, "What have you done this time, Sean Penn? What is this book-shaped thing that lies before us?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it is absurd, and it has a poem about once crucial conversations kept us on our toes. Was it really in our interest to trample Charlie Rose? Where did all the laughs go? Are you out there, Louis C.K.? I don't know. He's, yeah, whatever. I'm not all that interested in Sean Penn's poetry.
Yeah, that seemed a little over the top, quite frankly. Why poetry? Is he a poet?
I think cocaine can make you a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I would welcome crazy Sean Penn, because he's always played it so close to the vest. He's kind of like cool and detached, and you don't really know Sean Penn, or at least I don't feel like I know Sean Penn. But the guy has been, he's been doing it in Hollywood for a really long time, and there's stories there, and I would not have any problem. It's a shame that we live in a world where there's no incentive whatsoever for Sean Penn to just be like, you know what, I'm a crazy person, and I believe lots of things no one agrees with. Let me tell you about them. Because you just get crushed, and I'm not threatened by him thinking things that I think are wrong or insane.
Yeah.
He's welcome to be wrong and insane. I'd like to hear about it. It's like Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones started saying a bunch of awesome shit, and then everybody shut him down. His family was like, you're embarrassing yourself because you're telling the truth. And so we don't get any more crazy Quincy Jones interviews.
What? I got asked to interview Sean Penn once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said no. I was very happy about that.
Yeah, I asked to interview him once. He said no.
Yeah. You can tell how he wouldn't want to talk to anybody.
I understood fully why. I felt bad asking him. I knew he didn't want to talk to me.
He punched people in the face, right?
He punched photographers back in the
Madonna
era.
More than once, though, right?
I think there was a number of incidents.
He would just punch you in the face if you took photos of him and his wife.
Yeah. It's kind of his image.
I know, but he might have been the first person to punch paparazzi.
I thought he was bringing it back. I thought both of them were kind of doing a throwback thing. I thought it was being a little, Rat Packy. I think the Rat Pack.
Did the Rat Pack punch paparazzi?
Well, I think they used to have guys take him out back and beat him up.
Fuck yeah. Well, we got some guests. This is like the new Rat Pack. I mean, I'm just trying to segue, but they're not really. I mean, they kind of are, you know. They're like white.
Well done.
Out of shape, racist. You don't want to shake my hand, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
Air five.
I'm super nervous.
Big J, Dan Soder at the bonfire. Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Guys are
We were just, I was just defending your honor at this place. Even all week, we've been complaining about how shitty they treat the LA big shows like this. Come on, you should be in a much bigger studio than this. This is poor treatment.
They took my studio away from me. This is a reverse. This should be all mine, and they gutted it.
Wait, so this was your personal one, and
Yeah.
they moved it into just this.
They were like, "Hey, we got other people coming in here now because the building's like pretty busy. So we're taking your shit out, and everybody's going to use it. And for the common good, that's great.
The rest of it looks like a tech school. Like you walk out there, out of this studio, it doesn't even look like those all look like a college radio station.
I've never been to a college radio station.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't know.
It's depressing.
Oh, Dan's been in every level of radio before.
All up and down.
Oh, okay.
So college radio is depressing as shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
I
very.
was saying it as a compliment.
I think I'm very fortunate. I don't see any bullshit. I a little bit of it. Lately, the whole coming to a talk channel. I got a good fucking sniff of the bullshit.
Right.
And it's aged me. I don't want to be a part of it at all. But I guess this is the game. This is the be all and end all. Apparently,
yeah.
We're here now, and you can, we're huge rich celebrities, and we're slaves to to whoever the fuck is signing the checks.
These goddamn.
We made it, baby.
The corporation, yeah.
Yeah. A corporation. There you go. I'm in a corporation.
Yeah.
I got health and dental.
When you're a number.
Yeah. I fucking went and get an MRI today. You can't get 2 MRIs in one shot.
Why?
Insurance doesn't do it.
Like you can't double down, like do one.
Can't double down. And I was telling Tully, I'm like, if you get a car crash, you can break your arm and break your leg in a car crash. So I get one fucking MRI and then I'm going to come back and get the other one?
Wait, really?
Yeah!
They can't do a big MRI?
They can, but insurance doesn't cover it. Because, as I said, corporate, very rich, powerful celebrity, I just went in there and said, fuck off! MRI me!
All of it.
All of it.
I want all of it.
Yeah.
And they
here,
charge
take
you.
a lot. Yeah, fuck yeah. They're
Wow.
like, yeah, no problem. Fucking give me the money.
But it's worth your peace of mind, right?
Well, I just know that if I go to the doctor and then he gives me the prescription to get the MRI, and then I go to the doctor to get a prescription to go to the... Fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm just going to go one time.
Plus, you gotta there's like a weird mental psych up for that.
Yeah, I think, I can tell by the way people talk to you in there. I think some people get really panicky.
Oh, yeah, man. People flip out.
Right, because he's like, we're good. I'm like, why does he keep asking me?
You mean for claustrophobia?
I think so, yeah. And the noise. I don't know.
Because if you bring a briefcase of cash to get an MRI, he's probably thinking you have something crazy's going on.
I need you to look for something. I have a tracking device somewhere in my body. MRI me.
I think I might be Iron Man. Can you check around here?
I was abducted.
Jason, it's me talking to you. If you're reading this, you're almost dead.
I'm a time traveler. I need you to MRI me. My whole entire body. You just fuck their day up. It's cash. And I can't give you my name because I died in 1886.
These hundreds say 2022.
Now you're making me want to do an MRI one at a time. Go over there and fucking work my angles.
Yeah, just keep coming in different ways.
Is my arm turning? Is the AI taking over? Is the artificial intelligence taking over yet?
I am 40% robot. That's what I already know that.
Making up what you're coming in for an MRI for has to be the most fun things to make up.
They get weird about you saying stuff about being a robot. I get asked a lot of questions, and I can tell if I said, by the way, I'm 40% robot, they would have fucking...
Okay, Voltron, you got a $75 copay.
We have to pull you in the side room real quick.
They got weird because I had the locker key on my wrist, so they weren't letting AI in there. They're like, whoa, get the key off. I'm like, whoa, calm down, man, okay.
Yeah, that's... the payment of it is all they give a shit about. That's all they ever care about.
No, because you immediately get treated with respect when you sign the dotted line. They're like, yeah, go do it.
There's this place in New York called Bellevue Hospital, and it's like I found out when I was had no money and I was a waiter that you could do. It's a non-profit hospital, so you can basically just go and you interview a guy, and he's like, how much money do you make if you can provide one paycheck stub? They can do this math where basically it's not health insurance, but it costs $30 to see a doctor. It's the most janky shit in the world. It was when I had all those stomach problems, and I'd go in and they'd be like, I don't know. But like the waiting room was like the Star Wars cantina.
Because my wife, before she was my wife, had not insurance, and I have insurance, and I was like, well, I'm going to the doctor, and she's like, well, I'll go too, and then she'd go, and I'd come back 4 hours later with a giant grenade up her ass of nothing, and I'd be like, well, I'm fixed, and she's like, I'm fucked, and they gave me nothing. And I'm like, we both have the same thing. We should get married so you can come see my doctor.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, let's just get some paperwork involved so you can actually see a real doctor.
I never realized that.
I
felt
hate
like,
insurance. I'm battling with insurance for over a year now on something.
but you're battling.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, they don't want to
You're
pay
not-
for something.
What happened to you?
I have a skin thing that
Yeah,
started.
you told me about that. You know the gloves on the other day.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got like some sort of rash.
When he
Shit?
gets angry,
It looks like-
full
it looks
of-
Man, I'd be so pumped if I could thorn up if I got angry. Just even just bumps that
Just-
were pointy pimples. You know what I mean? I'd be okay with that.
Just something to
What'd
show
you
your
fucking
rage.
say?
Oh, Jason's getting pissed.
anything that
Look out, he's getting sharp again.
Yeah.
anything about your body that changes with rage would
Oh.
scare the shit out of somebody.
I was absolutely positive that this guy, I knew, Maori guy, Brett Ehacker, who was like a very crazy Maori guy, and he one time couldn't make a trick, so he went and got a knife out of his bag and he held it against his chest and did the trick and made it. And he was like 28 and we were like 17, and he was a very like ripped Maori guy, like a Samoan dude, so he was fucking terrifying. And one time he got super angry at the ramp, and I swear to God, his fucking eyes went red.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, his fucking eyes went red. Some dude was talking shit to skateboarders. He was like, what the fuck you fucking saying, cunt? And I'm, you know what I mean, I was just on the ramp, like, looking at the guy, like, I can't believe this, like, some drunk dude, like,
Yeah.
fucking skateboarders, I'll knock you all out. And didn't see this Brett Ehacker guy who was just like, what the fuck are you talking about, cunt? I'll fucking go nuts. And I look over and I'm like, his eyes are changing colour.
Like dark, like bloodshot.
Yeah.
So my mom's a psycho, and when I would do some real shit that would really flip her out, her right eye would just start going. Brrr,
So
like,
you-
super pissed.
Yeah, but
the
that's
eye
also,
would-
that sounds like you're giving her brain damage too.
Yeah,
That sounds like you were
She
frying her.
stroked out. And I'd stand over her like Ali. I'm like, I put you there. I'm the real champion. You ain't the real champion.
If she dies, she dies.
I got her pinging. I got her pinging.
Her eyes creed twitching.
Yeah.
You were a bad guy?
No. I was just like, I was an only child and a single mom, and that you just fucking hate each other after a while. It's like two.
Do you know
dogs.
your dad?
I mean, yeah, but he took off when I was like 5, and then I knew him until I was like 10, and then every 2 years I would see him, and then he died when I was 14.
Was he nice to you when he saw you?
Yeah, best, dude. He was a partier.
Oh, so was he like kind of loose when he was hanging out with you?
Hell yeah, he was loose.
Did he
died
give
of
you
cirrhosis.
advice? Did he give
died
you
of cirrhosis at 48? He was loose constantly.
Okay, right.
It's so weird we went to different directions. So we both had deadbeat dads growing up. Mine's
Yeah.
still alive, but they're both named Gary, which we always thought was hilarious when we started the radio show.
And
Are they
we both-
drunk?
Yeah.
Is
No,
your dad-
my dad never drinking problem, but like again, it's weird. Like Soder ended up drinking a lot,
Yeah.
and his dad was a drinker. And my dad, I used to see my dad when I was young smoking pot, and it's why I didn't. Like I sort of associated like this guy sucks. It's probably something to do with that dumb pot he's smoking. And I didn't smoke till I was like in my late 20s almost.
Aren't you a heavy pot smoker now, though?
Yeah, I mean heavy, sure, but
But I feel like that's more like the lifestyle of a comedian that,
Yeah,
that does a
The
fucking
point is
1,000
you waited.
podcasts.
sure,
Yeah.
huh?
The point is you waited.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave a little time, let it settle in. I went from drinking. I smoked weed my whole life, but I drank too. And then when I stopped drinking, I was like, "Oh, this
You
is."
stopped drinking?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Are you
Yeah.
like an AA guy, or you just
I just
so you get to smoke weed?
and
Alright.
play video games. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't play video games.
Yeah.
But I couldn't just not do anything. I
Yeah.
tried. It got too crazy.
I feel like there's like a constant humming when I don't do anything. I can deal with it for a day or two, but then I'm like, I need to smoke weed.
Are you in any of the video games?
Yeah, one of them.
That's fucking
A
pretty
hidden
cool.
character.
Are you
know?
really? You're
Yeah,
unlockable?
yeah, yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
pretty
totally.
awesome.
That was pretty cool. That was a cool day because I've been friends with him for a long time and we knew the game, but I just never thought I'm not the best dude, so who cares? And he was like, "Hey man, we'll put you in the game." I'm like, "Fuck off!" He's like, "I'll put you in a fucking game." I'm like, "Bullshit." He's like, "Fucking type in this," and it was all we're at another pro skateboarder's house, and it was like 10 of us, you know. And he's like, "Fucking alright, I'll type this thing," and then blink up I come with fucking tattoos, and I'm like, "Oh!" We're all like,
That's-
"Hey!" That was a cool moment.
I always think that
Fucking
about
badass.
that's got to be something for specifically also like the NBA games.
Yeah.
Like when you're a rookie and they make you in an NBA game, because in the football it's just
Yeah,
your,
there it is.
Oh shit!
that's fucking awesome.
That's so funny.
In the football games it's just like a football character and your name underneath of it.
Yeah.
But in the basketball they make like a it looks
They make
like
your face,
That's,
right?
that's got to be something else, man. To see that 19-year-old kid.
I mean, UFC games too, like the UFC games and pro, like 2K, all the 2K games. Like
They're
pro
kind of
wrestling.
getting better these days too. Like you kind of do look like the person.
Yeah, no, they
Oh,
do
no,
a
it's
great
getting
job.
spooky. It's getting to the point where it's getting so good. Only the eyes, where you're like,
Right.
the eyes are off. The
Actually,
eyes are,
Shaquille O'Neal should probably sue NBA 2K. All of his animations as the sportscaster, they make him look like his eyes are crossed and he's just staring forward, like he never talks even.
make it look like you have brain damage.
Yeah, it's disparaging.
Well, he
So
does
they
that.
should sue him because it's realistic?
I was gonna say he has a lazy eye. That's
No, as a when he's an announcer, not these
Brain damage, Shaquille O'Neal.
2K18 or
I can
something.
smell nothing. Shaquille is like, oh, I'm having a stroke.
somebody fucking.
Anybody else taste hot nickels?
Did you see him pick up some guy the other day and he was like, the dude was like blue ball in his neck?
Oh,
It's
Rob
kinda awkward.
Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski was that. It was.
Oh,
like,
that's who that was?
Yeah.
Was fucking weird.
It was weird.
Right, that was
Where
weird.
he was like humping his neck. and I
Yes,
like,
it
if I'm
was
Shaq.
Yeah,
I'm like, get the fuck
yeah,
off.
yeah, because you're not even. Yeah, look, if you're gonna piggyback, yeah, I understand that your balls are on the back of my neck, but not if
I like
but,
that you're like, I'm living with that.
I know, but not if you. But if you do, I pump with it. Then
Yeah.
now you're pumping my fucking head, dude.
That's an aggressive move.
Yeah, all bets are off. I'm not in it anymore.
No,
Yeah,
no.
when they were dancing, the part when they're dancing is odd because
Wait, he
Rob
looks like,
Gronkowski, the video is unbelievable.
does he have a shell necklace on?
Of course he
Oh,
does.
probably.
He went
He's
to
like
the
a
univers-
human shell necklace.
Yeah, he's a
What the fuck is going
human
on?
puka shell necklace.
Rob Gronkowski is like
Wait.
super gay dancing on Shaq.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and Shaq just doesn't really know what to do, or I guess can't dance. So he grabs Gronk and like hugs him, and they start jumping around. And Gronkowski he's uncomfortable. Like, dude, I was just trying to like hump fuck your leg, man. What's
Yeah.
this hug we're doing?
Oh, don't hug.
It seems like a weird place for Gronkowski to be like, what's happening here?
That's the line.
Sorry, I'm Australian, but Gronkowski is a football player, yeah?
He's a very big deal. He's a future Hall of Famer,
Yeah,
and he's
he
like a
stinks.
cottage industry.
He
He's,
He's awful.
Okay.
He's a fantastic football player.
Right, but
me
he's
and
a douche
me
to
and
be
Dan
human.
did Dan did 2 entire bonfire episodes on his stand-up comedy special that he did.
Wait, he has a stand-up.
Boy, oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll
okay,
give
but
it a whirl.
just to be clear, he's not
Jay,
like he's
just
not
to
like
let-
John Rocker, who was like good
No.
at sports, but everybody hated him. There are people who appreciate Gronkowski's
yeah.
antics. You're just not one of them.
Oh yeah, sure.
He's trying to give Shaq a lap dance, man. Like he tried to give Shaq a
Oh, yeah.
fucking lap dance. He tried to give the Diesel a lap dance. Like you're a fucking bitch.
I haven't heard him called the Diesel in so long. I love that nickname.
That was that's what-
Diesel.
that's
Yeah,
what-
that was before he was Big Aristotle.
yeah.
Right there, it's not bad because he's just hopping.
Yeah, but,
up and
but
down.
now he's doing like some downward pumps onto his neck.
Oh, it gets terrible when he
And
goes.
why is he?
I didn't see this part.
Why does he look so bad?
You know what?
Right here.
Yeah, look sideways. You're fucking his ear. He had his
weird.
dick on Shaq's
I
ear.
didn't see that part at all. I always come before the dance is over.
You come when Rob peels off that shirt.
Yeah. I come quick and then I don't care how the story ends.
That's
Oh,
it.
God, those two big bodies colliding. It's like a sexy Godzilla.
What a weird.
It's
I don't know.
not. It's such a-
yeah.
Oh, there it is, dude. We went so deep on this, so you gotta understand. I'm at home. I live with
football
the.
dude. Was he in comedy before he was in football?
No.
Okay, so it's
You'll
just
see. Just wait till you see.
It's for
You'll
him to
see that
host
it's-
it to like bring out actual comedians.
Oh, okay.
But-
But then he did some. Did somebody write him shit?
Yes.
Of course.
Oh,
Okay.
But
absolutely.
I'll tell you what, I have a feeling he went in that room and said, I got it.
Yeah, he absolutely does, and you'll see in his confidence that he's like, this isn't a guy that's never felt a bomb before, or registers what a bomb is.
Oh wow!
But
so
the
he's
best
like,
part-
what's that guy's name? The Situations. When the Situation did the roast. Remember Situation did a roast?
Yes.
Oh, and we
He does
also
like that.
bomb.
Yeah, we've also did a show with Vinny from Jersey Shore hosting Gotham Comedy Live. He was doing comedy for a minute too.
Yeah,
and
when
that's pretty.
when celebrities do comedy, we tend to jump right to it.
Yeah, that's fair enough, man. That makes me want to jump back into comedy because I feel like you know, what I mean, I'm like, I shouldn't be here, and the more I do it, I'm like, yeah, it's not, you know, I mean, this is inappropriate for me to be here, you know, what I mean, but I don't come in going, watch out, don't buy a ticket and see to me.
Watch.
I'm just gonna come up and tell a story, but I can see how I'm a very famous person in another genre, so you're just gonna deal with this.
Yes.
That's not cool, man.
So Jay called me and he's like, you have to watch this. And I was at home, and I live with another comic, Mike Vecchione, who's a great comic in New York.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, watch this right now. He demanded it. He's like, you guys, it was like 2:30 in the morning.
I understand.
And he's like, call me back immediately.
Yeah.
I called him on speakerphone. We rewatched it with our mouths open.
Right.
Because comedy is all, you can never be the winner in a joke if you're a comic. It's about really taking a dump on you.
Well, it's just what people. It's people.
It's people
relate
who have been,
to.
Yeah.
Failure,
Right.
loss. Not everyone relates to like kicking ass, raining pussy.
That's why most of you are super dark off the mic.
Yeah,
because
it's
you really are bummed out about what losers you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
And
you
we're-
figured out how to analyze yourself in the worst way possible.
Yeah,
that's why I think I have a chance at comedy. I fucking hate myself.
So there you
There's
go.
such a part of me that's like, oh, every little bit is
That
so
is the
gross.
foundation.
You said the two
No.
things. You said the two things that I know you could do comedy. You said you hate yourself, and you go, I don't belong here. And you're like, yeah, welcome to everyday my life.
Oh, okay, right on.
Well, but Rob Gronkowski, and you'll see it, he's got a real like, I fuck pussy, I win.
I mean,
What's up? Jokes are fun.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to see. You got a joke for me? Let me just hear. Wait, it's not a suit.
It's the first time I've worn a shirt in 3 months. First time I won the Super Bowl, no shirt. So why not trick everyone like I played in the Super Bowl again this year? So no shirt again.
You know what that is? That's confident salesman at work telling an inside joke to his friends, and then you're supposed to laugh because they're laughing. Like no one knows.
Oh,
what
right.
that
This
means.
is a CEO joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, please don't find me.
Oh, you
Guys,
were-
gather around before Black Charlie gets here. Two black guys. Welcome.
I got a real joke.
People want to buy you drinks. Yo, man, let me buy you a drink. Yo, let me get you a beer. Yo, let me get you a shot. Hey, man, how about you give me a motherfucking IV, doctor? I got season next year.
Oish.
And by the way, he
wow.
tells jokes with like a shaky aggression of like he's finishing an argument against you.
Yeah, no, he
And I
proves
bet you
wrong.
$5,000 and you ain't even tried to pay me back.
It's like it's a whammy bar. He's like laying into the. He's like.
The other thing I can tell is he's actually nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Like his eyes are not on the prize at all. He's in shock.
Yeah.
But it's
he
not
has
even-
car crash eyes.
But even that isn't making him endearing. Isn't that crazy?
No, yeah. Oh, you know what? No, not at all. No, because he's pretending that he's very, very confident and he owns this place.
Yeah, he's trying to match it with bravado.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, I'm fucking scared.
Yeah,
I mean, his abs do unironically come out at one point.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. If I was him and I had that bad of material, I'd definitely fucking show my abs. Like, hey, lady, somebody want to fuck me? Because I'm definitely not funny.
The big finale is when he comes out with in just underwear with a big, huge fake dick running down his leg.
That's
and
hilarious.
dances around.
That's so funny.
But he sells it like it really is. It's cool kid.
No, it's the
comedy.
funniest joke
Well,
you've
there
ever
you go,
seen.
right? What if my dick actually
lets you
was
know-
hanging out? You like then it'd be.
He lets you know
Sounds like-
several times that like every girl wants to fuck him, including sir, your girls also want to fuck me. And there's
Oh,
really no joke.
that's
to it.
hilarious.
There's multiple.
Hey, everybody in here, your wife wants to fuck me.
He makes
Welcome to the
comic-
show.
He makes the comic we know play a part in one of the sketches where he's asking him to fuck his girl, and the guy's like, "Yeah, maybe I'll fuck your girl. Maybe I'll do it without you even."
Yeah,
He's
he's
like-
like, that's not a joke.
Yeah, no, he's just...
I would take all those things. It's like, hey, Rob, can I talk to you on camera? Yeah, no, guys, just 1 second with Rob. Hey, you got a fucking problem?
What? But why? Who told him to try to be a comedian?
Oh,
Like,
dude,
what?
one of his agents or managers was like,
An agent with money, sure. Yeah.
Agent with money was like, Showtime wants you to do it. They were doing it at Foxborough.
Did it work? Did like everybody go because he was the host?
I mean, they
Sure.
Okay.
They did it at Foxborough Studios, so I mean,
Okay.
They like did it at the stadium where the Patriots play.
and they have good comics. Like he has good comics go
Yeah,
on.
we know
So
that.
I get the thing. Just like I'm just always intrigued by some. If you asked me to like, hey man, just for whatever, you just want to run out there and do a couple of professional football plays, I'd be like, no.
Hey, Dan,
It's like, no, we have all the other professionals are there, but just run a few plays.
You're
in the
gonna
game.
you're gonna run a quick slant against the Rams. I'm like, am I gonna get hit? Probably.
You're gonna get hit when we're going to you.
See, I would do that.
Yeah.
I know.
I think comedy.
I admire that
respect
about
the
you.
Shit out of that, but yeah, I'd be like, ugh.
Comedy and radio are similar in the regard that everybody thinks they can do them because fundamentally it's about talking. You know if you can sing or not. You know if you can build a house or not. But you're like, I talk, people say I'm funny, therefore I have this skill. It's easy to see how people fall into the trap.
Oh, sure. Yes,
yeah,
it is.
And why everyone has a podcast.
This is a clear money grab of someone being like, Rob, we're gonna have you do hilarious football-inspired jokes, and then you're gonna bring. And they also make all the comics do jokes about Rob Gronkowski.
To start, just like one to start, but they kind of want you to acknowledge it, it
Man,
seems.
I'm offended, and I'm not even a comedian. This is just an offensive organization.
But it's,
How dare
it's
they do
an
that?
insanely great watch.
It's fun if you want to watch it like this, like Faces
Right.
of Death video. Where you're like, oh.
See, that was kind of the original thing that got me attracted to doing stand-up. I'm doing this one-man show thing, and it's acting. Like, I have a person that's teaching me how to act shit, and I'm like, oh my god, what have I got myself into? But I always say shit here, but I'm not doing it on stage, so I'll do some stand-up to get a feel of it. So I get up there at the dime bar, and there's no one there. There's like 5 people, and I
Yeah.
think most of them are about to go and do stand-up after me.
Right.
So nobody's listening. It
That's
might be
genuine
one-
open mic.
Yeah,
One-
that's a real open mic.
One person's eating and is like, man, really? Does this person have to be on a microphone? I'm like, whew, this is fucking gnarly.
Oh yeah, dude, that was the first 10 years of comedy for me. Just
See,
go and do shows like that in the middle of Pennsylvania.
I can tell.
Basements of chess clubs.
Oh, dude, fucking so many banquet halls and Holiday Inns. I did one 2 months ago. My career's going pretty decent now.
Wait,
You're
a
going
Holiday
very
Inn?
decent.
Oh yeah, there's a club in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey called Bananas, and it's a
Ballroom, man.
It's a ballroom at a Holiday Inn. But here's the best part: is whenever you think this is why comedy is a consistent humiliation. Oh, it humbles you constantly.
Okay.
So the Friday night show was good. Saturday, she's like, ticket sales are real good, and I'm like, awesome. I show up, she's like, we're in the back room tonight. And I'm like, oh, it's in the main room. And it was a quinceanera.
What's a quinceanera?
It's like
A Mexican girl's 15th birthday.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like
yeah,
a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
They have a big
yeah,
chair and a DJ.
Yeah.
And so it's like these shows are in this like back room and fans, and I'm like, hey, where's the green room? They're like, no green room. So you're just sitting in the hallway and people are walking by. They're like, hey, I'm gonna come see you. You're like, wow, this really blows the whole mystique about it.
They're coming talking to you while you're
Dude, I told him on stage one time, I go, motherfuckers, if you don't laugh and I hear the bass of a Pitbull song bleed through the wall, I'm going to hang myself at this Holiday Inn. Because it's like, that's what it is. It's like constantly like that. And so you see a guy like Rob Gronkowski, professional athletes are just praised all the time, and they're just like, you're so fucking great. You're just so great. To the world of stand-up, that's not going to translate. Because it's like you have an
That's kind of the opposite.
Yeah. It's the that's why his
You
jokes...
kind of
You're
have
the-
to feel how it goes in front of 5 people waiting to go on stage in your life. Like, to even have a grip on how good it can go or how to make it go that good. You know what I mean? Like, you have to eat the shit. I started in the all, like, black comedy circuit for almost my first 2 years exclusively. And,
Why?
like, it was just a club that was in Philadelphia at the time. There's a Helium now, which is an amazing club. There's a Laugh or a Punchline now.
Yeah.
But when I started, it was just this club called the Laugh House, a black club.
So you just go over there and say, hey, I want to do some stand-up here, and they're like, yeah, all right.
Well, just open mic nights was Thursday, but open mic nights at or shows they do at black clubs aren't like an open mic in front of 5 people. I was going up right out of the gates in front of, because it would be promoted by the hip hop radio station.
Oh, shit.
So
So it's packed.
250 people, a fucking DJ. All the comics that have been doing it for years came in also, so you'd be going kind of like between them, and whenever they wanted to go up, they can go up. And there'd be like 60 comics, but I mean, the place would be like, it was like a Def Jam episode every single Thursday.
Wow.
And then we'd go, and the next we'd be like in a Best Western lobby at the Comedy Cabaret in front of like 5, guys who have day jobs waiting to do their 5 minutes in front of
Right.
each other. So it was I learned very early, I think, about like performance. I didn't learn so much about like good joke telling or good joke writing in the black circuit, and it was my fault because I was like, I want to kill. So I learned about how to perform and get the crowd,
Right.
play with the crowd, and like I was pandering for sure, but it was a great feeling that when I learned how to go in front of 10 people at an end of a night at a comedy club, that didn't seem so daunting. Because you know what I mean?
Right. I've always felt like I like it when there's no one there now. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, there's gonna be people here today. I don't
Yeah.
want to do that. That's fucking
Sure.
too much pressure.
There's a club in New York, The Stand, that has like a midnight show,
Yeah.
and when it's packed, I fucking hate it because I'm usually on the 8 and the 10, and so you get the big show energy out of the room. I love it when there's like 17 people on the midnight show, and you're like, cool, now I can just fucking go up and try shit and hang out, and there's no like when people are like, I want it to be packed, you're like, do you? That's a lot of fucking pressure.
So like, if it's packed, you'll be like, I'm gonna hit him with the bangers, and if,
Well, I think
if
it's like
not,
it's-
you riff more.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely for me and my comfort level because I'm not, as like Jay's been in it. I used to open for Jay and stuff, so watching Jay's coming up in the black rooms. My favorite thing about Jay is his lexicon for all like hacky black room jokes. He knows every single one. Where you can watch an episode of Comic View and he will just not know the comic, but know the exact where the joke's going.
Yeah.
We watched a Nick Cannon special, and he just called out verbatim the jokes. So I was like,
I feel like Nick Cannon. I've actually heard him on the way in today, and I was like, he didn't write anything that he says at all. That's my opinion.
yeah,
Am I wrong?
No, he's like a child star. I
He
think
just
that's
sounds
what
like
it is.
he sounds like a rich guy that was like, I want to be a
His
stand-up
stand-up,
comedian, so I'm just
his
gonna give you a bunch of
stand-up,
money. I'm doing
his
a show.
stand-up is one of the only guys who would say he is a stand-up that me and Dan have ever like outwardly. Like,
He's not.
been like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah, I agree.
It's offensively like, because he's also like, fucking, murdering it again at so-and-so, and you're like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, this is smoke and mirrors to a bunch of people who are excited to see the guy from America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really is one of those things where that's where it
Just
gets
know people that aren't comedians know that as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what, as soon as I didn't know, I don't have to follow that dude's career. I heard fucking 3 minutes of stand up this morning. I was like, man, that's somebody else's shit.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You're not even that kind of guy. Like you're pretending to be somebody else.
That's what
I
I'm
don't like
saying,
that.
though, Jay's knowledge of those jokes. When we watched the special for the first time, we were doing a show. I was opening for Jay in Philly. And then we were like driving back, and he's like, it was a bad rainstorm. He's like, hey, you just want to go to my mom's house and get stoned and watch a Nick Cannon special? I was like, that's all I want to do.
Right.
And we got high and watched that thing, and I thought I was going to throw up. I was laughing so hard because Jay's ability to call exactly where the hacky ass joke was going, because it wasn't real. He was clearly just got written for, and he was doing like, oh, white people got Tony the Tiger.
Right.
We got Tyrone the Tiger. They just knew all of them. And it was fucking goddamn. It was one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my life.
Flat out. Sidebar on that night, we got my little brother who was 21 years old stoned, and then when I was stoned, I felt bad. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, did I just like corrupt my little brother? I don't know how much he really smokes weed. And that
At
was
21?
weird. Yeah, but he
Do you know
got
what fucking year it is? Like,
no.
everybody smoked weed.
Absolutely, but my little brother, he'll tell you, was almost like.
How was he
like,
your
I
little
think-
brother and he hadn't smoked weed until he was 21?
I thought he was like an innocent.
Did
Quite
you leave
honestly.
home early or something?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm 11 years older than him, so yeah.
Gave him he had a clean shot.
Yeah, he had a clean shot. But he smoked with us, and he was giggly. He was giggly like it was his first time smoking weed, where I was like, I hope I didn't just fuck his shit up. And then we found out like 2 years later that was during a time that he was in a major heroin run.
Dude, Jay's like, I remember driving back, he's like, I don't know, man, we got him high, and I just don't know. And then I see him like, no shit, 6 months later, he goes, by the way, my brother's on heroin.
Okay. I thought you were joking. Wait,
No,
he really was on heroin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%. That's
Fucked
real.
his life up twice.
Yeah.
Fucking hear you come pouring weed on top of that.
Jay just really, he just greased the wheels. Because, I don't know if you thought about using tonight. Let's get your beak wet.
Here's something that'll really make you fly.
They got some fucking weed these days. I just quit doing those dab things because they fucking,
Yeah, that's fucking crack
rocked
weed,
me.
Too. It's too much.
That's
I
too
didn't,
much.
but I didn't know. I was like, a friend of mine was like, "Look at this thing," and you get the glass thing and you heat it up, and I'm like, "Whoa!" And then someone's like, "Yeah, the shatter, and then there's diamonds." I'm like, "What's a diamond?" Pure, it's purest form, like THC, and I'm like, I feel like a kid again. I'm hanging out with some dude that's talking about, the advances in marijuana. I'm like, it's not crack, so I'm okay. And then like
But
maybe
it
a month
feels like
later,
crack. It feels like crack.
I started sweating
Yeah.
all the time for no reason. Temperature change. I'm cold and he's hot. And I'm like, something's up. And then I thought, the last couple of times I would do it, I would have intense sweat immediately after it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sweating from doing it, sweating during the day for no reason. Could it be these diamond pure THC things?
Yeah.
And then I stop. After fucking ruining myself for at least a month. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then I'd see my friend that introduced me to it last night. She's like, yeah, I quit too. That shit's terrible.
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, why the fuck did you bring it to me then?
2 years ago, I was doing shows in Providence, and this guy's like, "Hey man, I own a head shop. Like, come out and get a pipe."
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking awesome.
Fair.
I show up, and he's like, "Hey, I got these bongs and shit." He's like, "Take one." He's a super cool guy. I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. He's like, "Hey, you want to go in the back?" I'm like,
Yep.
"Yeah." He's like, "You want to do a dab?"
Yeah.
I'm like, why not? Fucking take a dab. It's like the middle of winter in
It's
Providence.
the same story how they got Dudley and Arnold in that Different Strokes episode when they got molested.
Well,
Did he
You
make
wanna
you
check out the
pose as
back?
like Tarzan?
Yeah.
Wait, you got molested from smoking
I ended up,
Hey, you want to go in the back? Like, I do.
oh, you want to take your shirt off? Are
Hey.
you comfortable shaving your body?
Hey, dabs are strong, but you're gay, dude.
I got
Ever
high.
see a Polaroid before?
Can I be Tarzan or do I have to be James? Can I be both?
He goes, put these tidy whities on. Okay.
Now make on this newspaper.
Make.
Yeah, go in front of me. Oh, this is weird. Are you a fan or am I a fan? Who's the fan in the
on this paper.
Dude, I took a dab and I tried to act cool about it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucking
Hey, you got to
super
do that
stoned.
in front of people.
And he's like,
yeah.
I'm like, and there's like customers came in, and
Yeah.
so I was like in there, I was like, hey man, great meeting you. And I'm fucking super ripped.
Right.
I just go down to my rental car and just sit there for 30 minutes, just super high listening to music, and then he comes out to get lunch, and I'm just sitting there, and I was like,
Ah, no.
hey, and I was like, I was on the phone. I didn't know where to go. I felt like such an asshole. I was still fucking super stoned.
Yeah, because I got those.
Fuck with dabs anymore.
I thought I could go harder because I watched The Church and I saw fucking what's his name?
Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz eating 3,000 milligrams, and I'm like 3,000.
No.
And then it was some YouTube video where it was him eating them and him giving them to another comedian who had to take a nap, and I fucking laughed so hard. I don't watch other radio. I don't watch radio. I listen to it, and I watch it for the first time. I'm like, oh, I totally get why everybody likes this now.
Yeah, Joey's
like,
fucking
he
great.
made the girl that was the comic that was there. Like, he gave her a starfish, and her face changed. And I know weed, man. You can smoke enough weed where you can, like, you look like you're aged 10 years, and it goes away in a couple of hours, but you fucking are in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, wait, she's not saying. He's like, you're all right. And, no, maybe not. Like,
Oh man.
and it's like she's off the show and she's having a nap, and they're like barely talking. Like, this show's amazing. I finally get it. And then this is like, if you eat it, it goes in your body and does some other thing. And then Joe Rogan's voice. That means someone's edited it, and Joe Rogan's like, yeah, it actually does something different to your head, makes you. And I'm like, oh, cool. So if you eat a lot of it, because I'm just a junkie at heart, man. I can't. My junkie brain went, ooh, eat it. 3,000 pain. I'm in pain. I got a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
I'll call the weed guy. Hey, man, let me eat some of this shit. Give me the food. Yeah. And he's, yeah, here it is. And I'm like, okay, fucking eat all the thing. I woke up at 1 in the afternoon the next day, and I was like, okay, that's not going to work out for me.
Just come out of the mud like that.
I've never woke up at 1 in the afternoon in my life.
So to wake up like that, it's jarring as shit.
Katie was like, did you just
missed
wake
the
up?
day.
And it was Saturday, you know what I mean? But I was like, yeah.
It shows.
I wake up at 6, man, no matter what.
Really? It shows you where our mindset is, because I'm like, man, if I have a Saturday and nothing, I love just to eat a bunch of edibles and just keep waking up and going back to sleep. Like, I just roll over. I'm like,
so dry.
Oh, I just get a sip of water. I'm like, oh, this is all fucking weird, man. I was gonna wake up on Sunday like.
You're not as old as me, so that I do still want to do that.
Yeah.
But that is not a weekend thing. It has to be a vacation thing.
I get it.
I would have to start, like, I'm like, all right, I'm going on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat on the fucking weekend. And, blah, 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 and then be like, give me a sandwich. You know what I mean? And I'll put on 10 pounds, and then I need 5 days to start trailing it off. You know, I'll probably do some jogging, drink some water, green drinks. Fucking nightmare, old people shit.
Come
dude.
out of the fat cocoon.
I've got to get a nap or I'll be cranky. Fucking.
Why you wake up at 6? What time do you go to bed on average?
I don't know, 10.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's LA. That's what
Well, it's having kids.
It's not
too.
LA. Yeah. It's kids. Because the whole stand up thing became, that was probably how I put another hour on my life. Because I was like, you guys don't start until it's time for me to go to bed.
Yeah.
And when I would show up at 9 o'clock at a club, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't know, why am I here? Like I'm gonna tell this lady, she's gonna be so pissed at me as soon as I start talking. I know. I'm like, fuck, man, you just do it anyway. It's fun to do. Then I started enjoying joking, which I thought was a bad idea. I started to like not do. I had jokes. And I was like, no.
You
Like-
want to eat shit?
I would just say, stuff about the devil or like glory holes and shit.
Just to see where you could.
Because nobody cared in that place. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody was listening.
Yeah, you're yelling it silently.
I mean, the most enjoyable conversation I had was with one lady because I talked about glory holes, and she was just like, and I could tell. She's like, it's not real. There's no way. And I'm like, oh, okay. No, it's full on real. And here's a scenario that happened to me the other day. And she's just like, I don't even know what. And so I don't think it was funny.
I think that's a much
she
better.
was very entertaining.
I think that's a much better skill to try to acquire before really good joke writing or layered joke writing that other comics would respect. I think getting on stage and not being afraid. That's why I think starting that black circuit helped a lot, because I've had chicken thrown at me. I've been jumped by promoters. I've had like so many weird things happen in that
There's
scene.
a lot of stories there.
That go, oh yeah, no, you just get booed off
chicken.
stage, or you get booed off stage or whatever, and so when you get to a crowd that's like of 15 people who were there to we came to a comedy club and we went to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, those 10 people are going to be great. I don't have to battle with them yelling what a goofy white asshole I am.
Yeah, I think that's what made you fucking solid, is just going up and getting chicken thrown at you. Because
I was going to say the reason that I even knew who you were and was trying to get you on the show years ago was because I saw your stand-up where you weren't doing material. You were just fucking, like,
to the
people
crowd,
were fucking with you and you were fucking with them. And I was like, dude, this guy's gnarly. Because that to me was the bit that
I love it. Yeah,
I know they're both. It's both talent to do both things, but
Sure,
that's the one that I'm like, wow, that's crazy that he can just do that.
I don't watch comedy anymore. Like, you just get to this point where you're like, I'll watch occasionally like a big special if something comes out.
I get that.
Jay is one of the only comics I watch. Where if he's on a show, I'll be like, I'll go downstairs and be like, well, I'm gonna watch Jay's set.
Right, because he's not gonna do the same set.
Yeah,
and I change shit.
Yeah, and he's fucking super funny, and you know it's gonna be a different thing. It's kind of like what Dave Attell's the same way, but not with crowd work, with jokes. Where you go watch Dave Attell, you're like, oh, he's gonna have different
machine.
jokes.
Yeah,
he just writes so much that you're like, I know I can watch him on a Monday, go down on a Friday, and see a different set.
No way.
Yeah, he's
gnarly, huh?
He just keeps going. I don't know. He doesn't even write anything down. He just. Keeps to himself sort of and does his own thing.
He's the Jay-Z of comedy.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
He keeps to himself, like he doesn't talk to people and shit.
I mean, he talks to people, but I mean, during the day, he's just like a guy like reads the paper and smokes cigarettes and drinks coffee.
He's a
like
comic.
Did he quit drinking?
Yeah.
During my tenure of opening for him, that happened. This one week, I remember we went to a gig in Syracuse, I think it was. I remember going to the hotel, and I was like, all right, Dave, I'm all prepared now. I said, I try to get a body flush before we come out so I can get go for this Jaeger all weekend. And he was like, not very casual. He's like, no, I quit drinking for a while. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, I'm like, oh, yeah, like for like how long? He's like, I don't know, I'm just going to stop for a while, I think. And then we went, I remember that day because we also went inside, and he goes, 2 smoking rooms, please? And they go, oh, there's new law, no more smoking inside hotels. That's how long ago this was.
Okay, yeah.
New law, no more smoking rooms in hotels here. He's like, really? And she goes, yeah, it's like a $250 charge if you get caught smoking in the room. And he goes, all right, I'll just pay that now. And they go, sir, we can't make you pay it. And he goes, I'm going to smoke in the room. And they go, but we can't take it now. And they never ended up charging him, which I thought was funny.
That's great because it's like the bureaucracy. Just like that's the thing with like the insurance. You're like, here's the money, I want the thing, and they're like, we can't do it like that. He was like, I'm gonna fucking smoke then.
Give me the thing.
Smoking inside was the coolest.
Yeah, you can still smoke inside if you're Sean Penn.
Yeah, or Dave Chappelle.
It's so crazy how he just gets to smoke wherever the fuck he goes.
Yeah, I'm always blown away by that.
It's kind of like, I get it. You're super gnarly, and I respect all the things you've done, but you're putting yourself up higher than me, and I don't like it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't like that either. I'd be like, that's dick. I actually always appreciated Attell, who's like, a chain smoker essentially. Never. I've always asked him, and he very rarely he does. If he's doing like a crazy long set and it's like late night, he will. If he's headlining somewhere or something like that, but it's rare. But the reason I'm like, cause I know he wants to smoke his whole set. Right. Why he doesn't? He goes, I feel bad because the audience can't. I think it's a dick move to do that to them. And I'm like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, because if I saw someone smoke, I miss smoking more than I miss drinking like a motherfucker. But yeah, if I saw someone smoking, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, of course.
I thought the weirdest thing with the Chappelle hand, the pen in his hand and the microphone in the other, and I'm like, you've already got one microphone hand, so that hand's out of the fucking game, and this one's kind of half compensated because you can't stop smoking.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, put that in your pocket and fucking wave your hand around one time.
I got to smoke inside because of Dave Chappelle. One of the first times.
Because he came in, and everybody there gets to go.
No, I met him in like 2011, 2012. I was still drinking, and I was hammered, and I was at the cellar. And he went on, and he came upstairs to the table, and he was sitting at the table upstairs. And I was like, "Hey, man, I've always wanted to know what kind of cigarettes you smoke." He's like, "Oh, I smoke American Spirits." And he goes, "Here, take one." And he gave me one, and I go, "Oh, cool. Do you want to go outside and smoke?" And he goes, "Smoke right here." And I go, "Oh no, I can't. I need this place." I remember this specifically. I go, "I need this place to pay rent. You're Dave Chappelle." And he goes, "You can if Dave Chappelle lights your cigarette." And Esty was sitting right there, and I looked at Esty, and she gave me like a head nod. He lit my cigarette. I took maybe 3 drags. Every waiter and bartender at the Olive Tree was staring at me. I took 2 drags and put it out, and Esty was like, "Thank you," but I was like, I got to fucking smoke it.
Wow.
And it felt uncomfortable. It didn't feel cool, and it felt like...
That story could be turned to make you sound like a sexy girl telling a story of a night. And then the gentleman came up and lit my cigarette.
And then we made love until the daybreak. No, and then I smoked that cigarette, and then John Mayer got hammered, and then Chappelle left. It was just like, all these things happened where I was like, this is the greatest, and then it just fucking torpedoed.
That's the best. John Mayer, when he was doing comedy for a little bit.
Hey, what?
Yeah.
John Mayer's doing stand-up comedy for a little bit.
John Mayer come in the cellar.
Check me at Chuckles tomorrow night. It's fucking game on. I don't care.
Game on.
This is a great story, though. Do you remember this at all? So Attell... so John Mayer came in, like, they put him on when he wanted to go on because he's John Mayer. And Attell, the end of the night when I was, at that point especially, pretty much was like Attell then me. That was like the end of the night.
Yeah.
Every night. And Mayer went on earlier in the show, which set the show back, and it was late, and everyone's kind of like, waiting to get on and do their thing. And when Attell goes on, John Mayer stayed and was watching Attell and like sort of commenting, and Attell was like fucking with him. Attell was like definitely like kind of half busting his balls and making fun of him. Like, I don't know if he said something that just got under his skin or something, John Mayer, or if John Mayer was just like laughing with him, but he goes, come on, Dave. He goes, we're all a bunch of comics hanging out here. And Attell, there's a piano on stage. Attell started punching the piano keys, and he just goes, really? And then he points to somebody in the front row and goes, how long was your really?
That's great. I fucking love Attell.
He
God
deserves
damn,
that.
I love him.
Yeah, he's awesome. I've always thought he was
fucking
cool.
love Attell. Yeah, that's a moment where you're like, all right, bud. Thank you.
Have you had him on when he's out here in LA ever?
I always ask, you won't come on.
Oh, I'll tell him that he should come on, man, for sure.
I've been a huge fan of his for. I mean, I wasn't even really into stand up. I feel like I got into
Insomniac.
I mean, I knew of that and I'd watch it, but I was like, I don't know you're a stand up because I don't watch stand up. And then Mitch Hedberg. I got a hold of a CD of Mitch Hedberg, and that made me like start listening to all kinds of stand up because I thought he was funny, and that opened my mind to. I mean, Sam Tripoli was telling me Joe Rogan's the funniest guy in the world. And I'm like, Joe Rogan? The guy from the UFC? What are you, fucking retarded, dude? And I'm like, Mitch Hedberg is the funniest guy in the world. And he's like, dude, really? And I'm like, well, that's my professional 10-minute opinion, yeah. And then, like, that was 10 years ago. And now from, Richard Pryor. And then SiriusXM, actually, because the comedy channels.
Yeah, they do.
I get a good run of, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, well, man, that guy did that way back then. Like, I'm like Johnny Come Lately. Like, I found everything out,
that's
like,
great, though.
just now, kind of.
That's how you can find out how people have never written. And they go, so-and-so goes, oh, that's that new joke from whatever. 1973.
What the
That
hell?
guy's got to write new jokes.
My God, change your act.
It's the same as the fucking Howard Stern show. I swear to God, I invented so many things when I started this show, and then, like, I have some fucking Howard Stern archive from 30 years ago, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Guess I
Yeah,
didn't invent that one.
doing radio, and I'm so diehard still listening to Howard Stern that I try to pay so much attention to, like, it's our idea. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to approach the subject the same way.
Watch that, because I listen to your show. You guys have a fucking awesome show. I've always thought that. You guys are really talented on the radio. I don't listen to podcasting that much, so I'm not familiar with everybody else that that I know is actually a really good level talker as well. But for SiriusXM, your show is fucking awesome.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad I'm older and I'm not like threatened by you. 'Cause otherwise, I'd hate you because you're very good.
Yeah.
So, but I was thinking that. Wait, I forgot. Brain damage.
Stern.
Oh yeah, that no, I still forgot. Wow, that's real brain damage.
I think it's like, but back to that, what you were saying, like when you watch stand up and you realize someone wrote that. I think my first 2 years of comedy were like, oh man, this is a great joke about dating. You're like, oh, Seinfeld, fucking 73.
Right.
It's that same exact thing. We're like, am I not that creative? Am I just thinking?
That's why I've never been good at like generalized joke. Observational, I'm not very good at because I think when I write observational, it's always just ends up being. You ever been on the subway and whatever? It's got to be my story of something that happened.
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever.
The only joke I've ever, like when I did the Netflix half hour, I was like, it's pretty good, put it together pretty quick. There was maybe 3 jokes that weren't personal, and there was one joke that was similar to another guy's joke where even on Twitter they were like, hey, you took this Chris Porter's joke, and Chris Porter was like, nah, I watched the joke. It's just parallel thinking. I'm like, that's one of the only jokes in my set that's not personal.
Right.
That's just kind of like, hey, Taco Bell sells shitty food, and you're like, someone else has a Taco Bell sells shitty food. You're like, yeah, because they sell shitty food. I should have known better.
Other people have noticed.
Yeah, exactly.
We thought that when we first did the radio thing, we thought we were like changing the game, and people started doing stuff that was similar to us on terrestrial, and people would, rats would send, hey man, they're fucking ripping your shit off.
Yeah.
And there was a time there where I would give a fuck about it, but then I thought, like the Stern thing, I was like, if you're talking into a microphone, you're copying somebody. So if you're gonna say like you did that bit first or someone else did that bit, not to mention I used to think people were ripping me, and then I thought it's just all of us are trying to come up with shit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be similar sometimes. And like someone showed me the other day, people are ripping off Ellis Mania, and I'm like, fucking have at it, dude. Like, I don't Barstool. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, as long as you don't take my one away from me, I don't care.
Yeah, you have your fan base. It's going to be what it's going to be.
Right? But it takes time to come to to that conclusion.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
well, to become comfortable with yourself, to be able to be like there's a whole thing of like, if anyone I've ever heard has been like, hey, someone has a similar joke to that, or if someone's like, hey, they're doing a similar joke to yours, I'm like, well, I'll drop it. I'll write something else.
Right.
Because it's not that big of a deal to me. Something else, I'll think of something else. I think it's only the people that are like, dig their heels in and like, this is mine, this is always going to be mine. You're like, well, just fucking
it's
let
an
it go.
issue. I have mental
it is.
issues.
It's a
I have
weird
to see a therapist, and that's one of the things that I've like tried to recover from. I have a fucking issue with that. That means anybody who does that to you has a personal issue. It's not your fucking deal. It's their deal.
Exactly.
Well, also, people try.
That's it. It's my fucking joke, and I'm going to bring it up to everybody until it's proven that I am the guy that made it up. I don't know.
Even when other people put, because I'm a dirty comic, so it's like Andrew Dice Clay is like the thing that made me think comedy was cool when I was a kid. I always loved all stand-up comedy, but I was like, that's awesome.
Right.
And I became a dirty comic. Like, am I ripping off? Like, no. Like, it's my stories and it is my thing. But it's like in dirty comedy, yes, that's what I wanted to do. But because of him, and I'd get like when I was younger, even like, man, you got a lot of Attell like kind of stuff in you. But he took me on the road with him for 8 years. So he's who I sort of learned from certain things. It's like, so of course, but it's still like I'm telling you my stories and stuff.
You've started somewhere and you're at a point now where you're your own you, but everybody knows if you're like, for me in skateboarding, I ripped off 3 people and it morphed into me.
Yeah,
right.
Like that's, I could tell you the guys that I looked like. People could have pointed out for 10 years. They were like, wow, you even have his skateboard and you're doing his trick.
Well, there's templates, it seems, especially in comedy. There's there's people who follow sort of like, there is like an Attell-esque template. There is a Doug Stanhope template.
Right.
And
you can add them all and make you.
The Chappelle thing. Mitch Hedberg became like an archetype.
Even Dane Cook.
Right.
People were doing Dane Cook kind of stuff. Like, dude, I found my first paid weekend from when I started in Tucson, Arizona, and I'm doing Chappelle. I'm just like, I'm like a white Chappelle with a Caesar haircut and an oversized t-shirt. It's so, and not a good Chappelle, like shit. It's just pure shit.
We're not him, so it's gonna be tough to beat him.
Exactly, but it's like I think a lot of times it's also like musicians, guitar players talk like this. They're like, I grew up playing like Clapton, and then I learned my own.
I think it shows you're so in love with it that you become obsessed. So the person who's the best at it, of course you become obsessed with that person.
Yeah, they're the best
because you're obsessed with comedy, and that guy's the fucking greatest. It's like when I would see Tony Hawk when I was 18, and what a normal person would see him in a skateboard shop, and what I looked at him was 2 different things.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is Elvis after he died, and he's in the skateboard shop, and I'm fucking here. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's up with the dude with the long hair, and why is he so tall? And I'm like, how could you not know who that is?
Yeah.
He's the great.
Don't you get that? It's interesting in being like known
You're
from
possessed.
radio or something specific that it is when you do something like this, podcasting or radio, where people are engaged in your life to some degree.
Yeah.
It is funny when you go to a place where one person, you're in a fucking McDonald's or whatever, and no one knows who you are except that one guy, and that one guy can't fucking believe this place hasn't made a deal about you.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck, you're just standing in a line at a Wendy's or whatever, and you're like, yeah, man, I just need to get a soda real quick. Like, you fucking get sodas at what? You're like, dude, I can't afford to buy a house.
And they get oddly specific too. Like, so did your girlfriend figure out the yeast infection thing? Because we were all concerned about that.
Sometimes they'll say like, "Hey, how's your mom Trish doing?" You're like, "All right, dude, well, fucking back it up real quick."
Yeah, I feel
Because I googled her, she looks okay.
My daughter's name always jars me when I hear it. When somebody says
Somebody
it,
says it.
You're just like, but I'm like, I mean, I talk about my life on the radio, so.
Yeah, I always like that. It used to make me feel very confused. Now I just think it's very funny and heartwarming. And
Yeah.
especially funny when it's me and him, because we know that we're shitheads. Oh my god! And I'm like, oh my god, huh? It's really you, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really you must be pretty sad, man. If this is really the highlight of your life right now,
this is what's popping for you.
But those are the best ones to me.
You guys do live broadcasts ever from an audience?
Yeah.
That is when we do those, man. I walk away heartwarmed from those nights for sure because I'm like, it's fucking crazy. I mean, they make their own. We don't have merch. They make their own merch.
Dude, I walked in the Circle Bar at the fucking Hard Rock, and there's a girl in front of me with a red dragon tattoo on her spine, and I'm like, that's a cool tattoo. Turn it. Oh my god! I'm like, fuck, this is never gonna happen ever again. Like, do you want to fuck? No, I'm joking. No,
I mean, you didn't want to know if she wanted to.
Yeah, you gotta know. You have to check it in this current climate. You
Right.
gotta check it.
Everybody's got to check it.
She probably just wants to watch you jerk off.
Which is the new thing. That's what people do now.
Everything's all pink and red on that screen. It was making. Have you watched? Just making me think
I'm
of.
watching Wild Wild Country.
Are you watching Wild Wild Country?
I watched it all. Yeah, I did it.
I'm
on-
only halfway through.
I'm not going to say anything then.
I'm on
'Cause
5.
I talked about it here halfway through, and everyone was like, "You don't get it. Wait till you get to the end." I got to the end. I was still fucking right.
Yeah. The only thing. No one told me any information. I just know someone who was. Oh, Ari Shafir, who was a little behind me, and it goes like, I'm on episode 3, and I think it's all fake. That's his guess. So that's the last thing. But I was further along than that. He didn't believe it. So
Yeah, but Ari,
I don't know how the fuck I've never heard of this story in American history before. That's
okay,
what blows
well,
my
you're
mind.
you're American, so
Yeah.
maybe that's a little different. But to me, I was like, maybe this looks like it's in color, but it's still like early '80s, and I didn't get here until late '80s.
Yeah.
So maybe I missed this on TV, so I just believed it to be very real. And then, of course, when
Well,
I
you
brought
heard
up
about Manson.
to all these other
Hold on,
Americans in the
don't-
room,
Are you guys fucking saying this shit's fake? If I
It's not
fucking get
fake,
3
dude.
more
It's not.
episodes-
It's
that was
not
just Ari.
fake.
That was Ari's episode 3
I think
guess.
you're subtly trying to ruin
It's
it for
not
me.
fake.
I'm getting,
I don't
I'm
know.
getting real tight.
It's
I
not
don't
fake.
Getting real tight.
I don't know
I'm
the
coiling.
answer.
I'm coiling, Jay.
Well, here's where
How could they make that fake?
Yeah.
Here's where I am. My wife is pregnant. We finished a half an episode, and she's just like, actually, I get weird pregnancy dreams from whatever the last thing is I see before I go to bed. So I'm not. I have to avoid spoilers on this until August.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Till August?
Yeah. So
Late in
shh.
baseball.
And if you're thinking about
Yeah, until the playoff race. Yeah, until
There's no spoilers other than
until the rosters go to 40 men.
It's opening day to fucking playoffs.
if that doesn't
No-
make you want
no
to have kids, I don't know what does, right?
I have no spoilers.
Boy, I get to go do whatever I want. Whatever.
Oh,
Whatever
shit.
I feel like doing. It's fucking.
I have no spoilers for it other than to say I can't believe I've never heard of it.
Yeah. It is weird because it's like it seems to have been a big deal, and they show like all the major broadcasters talking about it on the
Yeah.
nightly news, Rather and Tom Brokaw. So I don't know, but I love it.
I heard of Jonestown before. I heard all the.
Wait, okay, yeah, I heard of that, but I didn't really. I feel like I hear about it more because of all the Netflix specials on all of them.
Yeah, but Jonestown
Yeah.
didn't have the publicity like Manson. Everybody knows Manson. I just found out recently. Did you know Jonestown? They fucking murdered a congressman.
Yeah,
When they were trying to leave, yeah.
They were trying to leave.
Wait, who did?
The fucking Jonestown cult.
That's why they killed themselves. That's why they rushed it.
That
That's
was
why they
it.
did
That
the
was
suicide.
that was the we had to get it
They
in.
knew they fucking killed that senator, and they're like, we got to drop everybody. I'm a Koresh guy, though, so I just want to say, I don't mean to hipster you guys, but I've been down with Waco since 94. So, whatever.
Oh,
You guys
Dan
are just-
Strakestown will wake up.
Oh,
Don't get him going on it.
Oh, dude, I think he's the Lamb of God. David Koresh.
I'm man. If I had
DK?
the money, I would do that. I just don't want anybody to come with me. That's my only thing. I'm like, I don't want a bunch of fucking people out here with their fucking hacky sacks. Like, let me build your backyard. Fuck, get the fuck out of my backyard.
Hey, Dan, we have to change the chicken coop.
Yeah,
Fuck off!
right? Fuck your chicken
Dino,
coop.
bring your wife in here.
Bullshit, 2 beers a day. Fucking make it 10. Not gonna listen to your hippie shit.
And they're really give us all your money.
I didn't know
This
I
is the
looked
bank
like-
now.
I didn't know I looked like David Koresh.
Oh yeah, you're pulling it off. You get a little curly wig, you can make it happen.
My hair curls as it grows longer.
Hey, Dan Soder, MTV's
sketchy.
Guy Court.
Hi, I'm
Hey,
TV from
You guys, are you guys in a band?
No.
Will you guys just sing every now and then?
I do that goddamn comedy jam.
He does the goddamn
What's the
comedy.
goddamn comedy jam?
Josh Adam Myers, a comic out here in L.A., but it was a TV show on Comedy Central for a minute. But that's where he has a great band that he plays with called Elementary, and he has comics come out and you do a set, and then you sing a song with the live band. So I did it with. On Monday it was Jim Jeffries, Mark Maron played Hey Joe and played guitar like unbelievable. I could
Yeah,
never believe that.
But he did a set first.
Yeah.
Sick.
I
That's
did,
a good idea.
Yeah,
It's
the
great,
Bill
super
Burr.
fun. Bill Burr, played
great.
drums.
Yeah, he's pretty mega. He played drums?
Yeah.
No
on,
way.
on Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah, he did Pantera.
No
Fucking
way!
awesome. And like nailed it.
Fuck off!
Yeah,
Bill
he says,
Burr played.
He's like, this is my first time doing the double bass pedal. So
Fucking here we go. Yeah, it's fucking
No
awesome.
way.
Oh man, it's great. Jay's great at it. There's some comics that are good at it. I suck at it.
You can't sing.
I've
He's
done
wrong.
twice. I can do one song. I can do Crash Test Dummies.
We had a
Killed
band
it,
for a
though.
couple years. and then we play at Ellis Mania every year as
Yeah.
well. But it's a lot better now because we just do like a couple of songs and they're cover songs. But we used to be a proper band. We had sets. We had a new album, and we had to work on new songs to play on stage. That after the album dropped a month before Ellis Mania, like we were not.
We had creative differences.
Yeah,
was all originals?
we broke up to create for legitimate creative differences.
I
And it started as everybody in music is weak as piss. I could do it.
Yeah.
And I made one song, and then it was people were like, we like it. And I was like, well, then let's just fucking make a band.
Yeah, I would-
and then someone was like, I'll give you a record. A record label was like, we want to put you on the label. I was like, yeah, okay, good.
I would
So
love
we
to.
were just on. We had a
Release
record
an
label.
album?
We were on the Billboard charts.
That's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's great. Can't take it away from us. We're
What's
on
it
the
called?
Billboard. First we were Tony Hawk's Taint Stick, and we had to take Tony Hawk off it because Tony was like, dude, I'm selling shit in Coles. Your songs are about fucking people. I can't do that. So Taint Stick, and then we changed from Taint Stick to Death, Death, Die. And then Death, Death, Die was like 3 albums?
2 Taint Stick, 1 1 Taint Stick, 2 Death Death Dies.
Okay.
3 in total.
But,
The album.
but like it sold, we like...
Damn,
we
we'll
like
start a
up
band
there.
with me.
Dude, let's do it.
I would tell, but the thing is, here's why I know.
Can we be the Bump Tummies?
I know my artistic nature does not lie in music as far as like creative, because I want to just be in a cover band.
I saw you
Like, I
singing.
wanna
I thought
sing
you did good.
Oh, thank you. Man. Yeah, it's fun.
But
to
yeah,
do.
covers are... That's what I noticed from singing three cover songs at these Ellis Manias versus singing 12 original songs... and then fighting somebody the night after was really fucking aging me. Like I was really dying from that.
Yeah,
We'll
you
take
don't
it
get
back.
the vision, man.
Especially when you know you're not a good singer and I'm the leader of the band. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, guys, stay behind me. I've got you covered. Whoa! Fucking asshole. I gotta hear myself suck. Everyone else is really good. We were good.
Yeah.
What do you play?
I'm a little bit of a guitar player.
A little bit, which means good. Yeah.
I was a
you
failed
go.
musician before I fell backwards into radio.
We were by far the
Okay.
best band in radio,
Fuck yeah.
which doesn't play.
Did
Anyway,
you guys ever petition to go have Stern reform the Losers? You know his band,
I do.
People used to always say do a battle
and
of the
go
bands.
against them. Yeah, 'cause that was always the thing. You get people in the battle of the bands against them, which would be fun.
We're too good.
We would have done it. It wouldn't be fair. I couldn't do that to
It
him.
wouldn't. Yeah, let's not do that. Big J and Dan Soda. The Bonfire is on 6 p.m. 6 to 8 Eastern on Comedy Central Radio, Channel 95. Bitches. Big J Okerson on Twitter and at Dan Soda. And it's the same on Instagram and bigjcomedy.com, dansoda.com. They've got fucking websites. They're very fancy and they do shows everywhere and they tell really good jokes. Their fucking show is awesome. It really is awesome.
Thank you, man.
And I
Thank you
fucking
for
hate
that.
everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are great.
We appreciate you having us on, man. It was good.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Have fun in
Man.
LA.
Let's
All
see you
right.
soon, man.
We'll be back, fuckers. Or I'll keep going or I take a break. I take a break. Okay. No guests and then 3 guests in one day.
Yeah.
Always,
You,
right?
man.
Right.
I'm sweaty.
Dude,
Take a
thanks
breath.
for having us on, man.
Any-
That was
dude,
a blast,
anytime.
man. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
whoa,
we did,
whoa,
I'll do
we'll
a
do
proper
that.
handshake, yeah.
Sorry.
You get all my fingers.
That's a good one, though.
I know, right? I'm
That's a
fucking.
fucking
I've
great
been.
one.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, no, next weekend. I've been riding. I watched probably 4 hours of fights of all 3 of them, just trying to analyze it, like trying to get a vibe on who's going to be the champ.
He was great
Oh, we gotta
on.
check it.
They're
That
all.
was like the last season I ever watched the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, it was the...
He was great. You guys like? I think you guys just stay quiet, never get into house fights, and they just kind of beat everybody.
Yeah, he's an animal. We get a photo?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Just do my phone. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna take a photo here. Jenny's here. Oh.
So, it is an actor.
Yeah, so different.
Gotcha.
And he's here, so I was gonna have Will sit in at the start, and then we can bring in the detective at any point.
So he's no longer, I guess if he is no longer doing this.
He is a special assistant right now.
Okie dokie.
So then this would be the break where we just do a half break.
Yeah.
Is Will here?
Yeah.
This is kind of your thing, Will.
The detective guy.
So, what do you have in store for him?
Oh man, I got a lot of plans. But they're secrets. I have to tell them to you later. Oh, I just want to surprise you on the air.
Is there anything I should know about him?
He has solved every single case that he's been assigned.
Okay, that's all he needs to know.
Yeah, if you read this one paragraph,
Yeah.
I watch the clips, you'll get. Yeah, that's all. That's all you want to know.
Mother was murdered. Brother was convicted for murder. Oh, well, you should probably know that.
What? Couldn't find out? It was not murder.
Fucking Andrew.
Is everything done? Sure.
Ooh, cold fries. Ah, son of a bitch.
So I was gonna have Will start in
Oh,
studio
yeah.
for the segment rather than just come in.
Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
then do you want to go straight to him or
Straight to him, yeah.
Okay. Do it.
Just in case somebody's sitting down here like, what's in this prize ball?
Bad. No, just love notes. Maybe Ferguson. Okay.
So this will be a short break.
Probably like 20, 25 minutes.
Does Tony have a hard out?
No, because Jude is not. They were also
So-
gonna.
Oh, so this isn't going to be. You said short break, meant just short interview with him.
No.
We're doing a 4-minute.
We could do the next time, do the 4-minute one in case like we want to end at 2:30. If Tony gets here on time, it'll be like a half hour. Yes. You're
Very awkward.
no. Okay. We're gonna do a break after this interview. It's going to be a half break because when we take Tony,
What's going on here on the
if we wanna
old
go a full 45, we'll just end the show at
YouTube.
47 after. If we want to do a half hour with Tony, we would end it at 30. Take the second half of that break and then just have like final calls.
But what about if you only wanted to play like 3 commercials out of the second spot block, the 4-minute one, not the 4.5?
Now you're just
Yeah, you guessed it. What do you want me to do?
My face?
I would say in 3 minutes, if you can sit in the far right.
I am going to a puppet show.
Which one?
My friend just got very bad news on her colon cancer. And her boyfriend broke up with her the same exact day.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Come on, people. Wait, did he know?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna die. Okay, bye. Was that what, like, that's literally what he did?
Pretty much. And then yesterday, I've got a lot of my own shit going on.
Fuck! Like, fuck! I didn't even know humans existed that did that.
Yeah.
How long have they been together?
2 years.
Oh yeah.
You've met her before, Bonnie. She's pretty cute, big boobs. Her sister Chelsea is like a huge fan of the show, been part of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. The little girl with the huge tits? She's gonna die?
She's not gonna die. They
Oh, what's bad news then?
They did testing on her. They're like, okay, this is cancer.
Oh, but she can still fun.
Well, yeah. Then she went in and got like more testing done, and they were like, okay, we have found out that the cells are invasive. We have to do surgery. She needs a month to learn, and they don't know if it's spread yet. She's coming down from Santa Barbara to just come do goofy stuff to help take her mind off of things. And then I found out last night my fucking roommate has
35. So it not only grew from like a quarter to a pancake, but it also jumped to his lower stomach.
Oh.
And I crashed my car this morning.
And you what?
I crashed my car this morning.
How bad?
Now go back on the radio, everybody. Jesus Christ.
How bad?
Not bad enough where it looks bad, but bad enough to where it's going to cost me a fortune.
It's not
It
insured?
It is. I don't know if I want to
Deductible.
claim insurance to pay for the deductible and then the hike. But
Hey man, I'm driving around a fucking S550 with a cracked headlight for the same reason. I ain't fucking taking that in.
yeah.
Fuck it.
But like,
Yeah, that's
the,
why I
the,
drive my shitty car too.
the headlight doesn't work anymore.
Fuck off,
and the-
Will. I'll
the
be
blinker
broke
is
again.
out.
Don't worry.
40
So I have to
seconds.
get it fixed.
Oh, I lived for that day.
Asshole.
But also, if we could